Good morning friends. Dear students, in the last period we discussed about the first part of the lesson, The Gardener, written by famous journalist, writer, film director P. Lankesh, which is written in Kannada and translated by a very famous writer H.S. Raghavendra. What we discussed in the last period is the old man who was tall, big like nose, strong muscular arms, walked hundreds of miles and came near Chennarayapattanam. The owner of that coconut grove wanted a person exactly like the old man. So the old man got the work there and he improved the garden to such an extent that the income also increased dramatically. When the money came, the owner became very lazy and avoided hard work. He started spending his time and money with lots of friends from his village and neighboring village. Wife is really worried. Though the garden is expanded, the husband and wife relation contracted. The husband was also become out of control. She met the old man one day and sat on the embankment of the wall. And the old man began to speak as if he knew the confusion, the dilemma of a owner's wife. What he says? Once there was a man called Tamanna. In a far off place there was a man called Tamanna. Tamanna had everything in the sense 10 acres of wetland. 10 acres of wetland, a comfortable house and people too ready to do his bidding. That means people appreciated him. He has a farmhouse also. These are possessions. For a person, 10 acres of wetland is a very valuable thing. All the 12 months of the year, you can do agriculture activities. And he will be definitely good. A comfortable house was there. So people are also very happy about Tamanna. They are ready to work for him anytime, anything. So many possessions, for example, 10 acres of land, farmhouse and people support. After this also, these are called as possessions. What all we have? What all Tamanna have? Tamanna has land which is so good. Tamanna has a farmhouse, comfortable house. He has people support. People are ready to do anything and everything for him. Among these all possessions, there was the most important rival. There was a rival for him, and the old man, when he starts telling the story, he says that the rival's name is Sangoji. When he started the narration, he says, in a far off place, there was a man called Tamanna who had all these possessions. This is also one of the possessions. He had land, he had house, he had support of the people, and also, most importantly, he had a rival also. Now, after telling these details, the old man stopped. He was fumbling for words, fumbling in the sense searching, not getting proper words. It happens that our vocabulary is so good that we can speak without any stop. But at times, what we see is we are short of words. That means right word for a right meaning. So the old man started searching for words and he The owner's wife was listening. She felt that she should not sit there, she should go away. But then she thought, why to hurt the old man? Usually our culture says that if somebody is telling you something, listen. Whether you do it or not, whether it's useful or not, it is secondary. She wanted to tell that this is none of my concern. But she did not want to hurt the old man. So she sat there. Then the old man continued. Now he says that this rival's name was not Sambhoji. He wanted to change the name of this rival, and he says that it was Basavaya. If you want to tell your own story and you don't want to tell that it is your story, what do? You try to change the names. In the newspapers also, when the incidents are reported, you see that the names of the persons are different. They say that name is changed. In the same way, maybe it is the story of the old man himself, but he doesn't want to tell that it's my story. So he began with the narrative that there was a man called Tamanna, and then accidentally he said that his rival was Sambhoji. So he wanted to hide it, make corrections, because you might come to know the person by name Sambhoji and understand the rest of the story. Whether the old man is telling the truth or the lie, or maybe some other reason. So the old man said that it was not Sambhoji, the rival of Tamanna was Basavaya. And he says that sometimes it happens when you are narrating the incidents as fictions. For example, in the movies, what you find there, in films, there is some suspense kept. Sometimes the characters speak to one another, the audience don't hear. That's a suspense. Sometimes something happens, but it is revealed at the end. So fiction is necessary in films, but in life also sometimes our narration becomes fictional. So, okay. Now let us say that Tamanna was there and Tamanna had a rival, that is Basavaya. Tamanna bought 4 acres of land adjacent to his land. Basavaya bought 4 acres as well. Tamanna had 10 friends. Basavaya also would have 10 friends. There were 25 people supporting Tamanna. There were 25 to 30 people supporting Basavaya. Now this rivalry on equality basis. And so in the beginning it looked like healthy competition. People thought that both of them are enjoying their life. But as gradually it rose to such a pitch that there was no land left in the village to buy, either to Tamanna or to Basavaya. All the land belonged to these 2 people. Still, they wanted to buy. Tamanna had 1,000 acres. Tamanna had 1,000 acres. And Basavaya 800 acres. So as we can see that Basavaya has 200 acres less than Tamanna. Tamanna had more land and therefore Basavaya could not tolerate this. With his supporters, he sent a word to Tamanna that he want to buy land. 200 acres of Tamanna's land he wanted to buy. Basavaya wanted 200 acres so that he would be the owner of 1000 acres. Why would Tamanna agree for this? Tamanna did not agree. In fact, Tamanna sent a word to Basavaya that if you are ready to sell, I am ready to buy 800 acres of your land. And naturally, Basavaya was mad with anger. He became very angry and rash. With his supporters, with his people, he went to the area and acquired 200 acres of Tamanna's land forcibly. So, this 200 acres he wanted, he did not get, and now he acquired it using the force. Then, the fence was built there for this 200 acres and a board was also put there that this 200 acres of property or land belongs to Basavaya. Tamanna had many other ways. The quarrel between these two had divided the whole village into two parts. Half of the people supporting Tamanna and rest half supporting Basavaya. Tamanna was advised by the people, his supporters, about various means available to get this 200 acres. How to get back this 200 acres? What are the common things you say? We may go to the police and lodge a complaint that 200 acres of my land has been forcibly taken by Basavaya. The court will decide. But remember, it will take years together to decide. Or the another thing was agreement, taking the leaders of the village, maybe the political leaders also, and going to Basavaya and forcing him to return 200 acres of his land. Or more dangerous, what is that more dangerous? There was an illegal way also. What is that? With the help of the people who are ready to murder, with the help of the people who are ready to destroy the fence and acquire the land. Maybe beating Basavaya and his supporters. This was also possible. Sometimes what we heard about, hear about is underworld. As we are all living in a society, there is a society underworld. Underworld in the sense, the activities of these people are antisocial and illegal, anti-national also. We can say that the dons, mafia people and the terrorists all belong to this underworld. This is illegal way, but sometimes people use this also. You have heard the word like giving supari and murdering somebody or doing something to somebody. These were the advices by his supporters. But Basavaya, yes, he could be defeated. And Tamanna did not want any of these methods to follow. He wanted a method that would annihilate in the sense destroy. Or defeat completely. He wanted to destroy his enemy, defeat his enemy completely by a unique method. Not going to the court of law, through police, not going with the leaders for compromise, not going for underworld people illegal. Not these ways. So he was thinking about a method that would destroy Basavaya completely. When he was thinking, he hit upon an idea of composing poems, composing all his experiences in the form of ballads. Ballads. Ballad is a composition in which there is a narration of a story in the form of a poem. So ballads are very famous in all the literatures of the world, all the languages. We have about Sangoli Rayana, so many ballads are there. Sindhura Lakshmana, we have ballads. Kittura Chennamma, we have ballads. In the same way, in other literature, other languages also, there are ballads. Now, Basavaya had acquired 200 acres, so Tamanna wanted to take all this information and compose ballads and sing them in public. This rivalry between Tamanna and Basavaya started moving away from things that were visible. What is visible here? All this is visible. 10 acres of land which became 1000 acres, the house, the people, all this is visible. But now the rivalry began to away from visible to invisible. This is very strange thing. You can't see the person, you can't see the thing, but you can have the effect of that. You can experience the effect or result of that. So, towards the invisible and abstract, which is not concrete, it is abstract domain. Basavaya had no answer to this when Tamanna started composing songs and singing them. Basavaya also tried to compose songs and sing, but as we all know, we cannot be teachers, we cannot be. So Tamanna started composing songs on the cruelty of Basavaya and singing. Basavaya also tried to compose songs and sing, but he was not successful. Instead, he did the agriculture work very well. Tamanna's reputation grew, spread all around. People appreciated his songs. His songs mentioned the cruelty and meanness of Basavaya. Now,